I've always got cars coming in. I reckon you could write an ad for me. Make it an exciting and interesting ad.
Has my entire adult life been a lie? Am I any good at this advertising thing I've been doing all these years? Steve Melder is an automotive buyer and seller's advocate, and he set me the challenge to write an ad for a car he wants to sell. Am I nervous? You bet I am, but we shouldn't be scared to fail. If I do a bad job, buying and selling cars on behalf of others isn't my thing. So, let's see how I go. You know what, before we get into the trial, if you've listened to Steve's episode and you'd like to get him to buy or sell a car on your behalf, basically be your advocate, the best way to go about it is to go to the pod website, workexperiencekit.com, find the guests tab, and then click through to Steve Melder's name and then get in contact with him through there. I'm promoting guests of the pod while we don't have an official sponsor. I think the best way we can support him and thank him for being on the pod is to hire him if you need to. Workexperiencekit.com, guest tab, Steve Melder. Steve, we've caught you on the road. What are you up to?
Just coming back from a vehicle inspection, actually. So I just went and had a look at the car this morning, did a bit of a condition report and just dealing with a dealership. Yeah, so did that in the morning and I'm just heading back to collect another car from a roadworthy.
Very busy boy.
Yes, but it's okay. I always have time for you, Ian.
Thank you. Now, this is the trial episode. Can you quickly remind us of the skills that one might need to be an automotive buyer or seller's advocate?
Basically just having a bit of knowledge about vehicles and what to look for and be able to describe what the car is. Things like condition, what options it has, all that sort of stuff. And just be able to talk to people as well.
Now, you set me a challenge as part of the trial to see if I should get into this industry by drawing on my career as a commercial writer. Steve, I've written a commercial, and being an audio platform, I've treated it like a radio commercial. Because when you're selling a car, you can just list information like 2019 Mercedes-Benz A-Class hatch, 27,600 kilometers on the clock. I want to hear how you think I've done. And I want you to judge this on the criteria that you want to outsource the advertising part of your business, and I want to be your guy. Before I read this to you, what might a good job look like? What might a good car ad look like?
I think something that would appeal to a buyer. Maybe attention grabbing, something unique. So yeah, I think with your experience, I'm actually curious and keen to hear what you have for me.
All right, let's see how we go. Just quickly, in advertising, there's a saying that we should sell the sizzle and not the sausage. Sometimes it's steak or an eggplant for the vegans, but sausage works better for the analogy. Because you never go to Bunnings to buy mysterious meat encased in pig intestine or something more synthetic and chock full of microplastics. You want to play on the emotions and not have people question their desire. And to jump back into the sausage analogy, you pull up to Bunnings, the first thing you can smell is the snag. You remember the taste. You get closer and you can hear the familiar sound of the sizzle on the barbecue. People walk past you and they're trying to stop onion and sauce from dripping into their shirt, so they're dangling it over their open mouth, looking like they're falling asleep on a plane. And you go, I need to pay too much money for this. They've already sold you, and all without promoting the actual sausage. And some advertisers will talk about how it's not mystery meat, it's actually organic, ground up pig fat and authentic intestine. Then they talk about its placement on the bread, diagonal or straight across. It's a bit harder to sell the sizzle with a car, so I've taken a bit more of a hybrid approach. And I've started out a little cliche. I want to take you on a ride, if you will. Let's get into it. And by the way, since this vehicle is in Melbourne, I've kept the ad very local. Here we go. Tonight's the night to celebrate. Strings have been pulled and you've locked in a table for 6 at Melbourne's newest, most popular restaurant, bar and grill. So popular that there's a line snaking down the street. Is this the place? Your 10.25-inch infotainment system with navigation says so. But with so many people around, it's difficult to see where the line for gelato finishes and the line for the restaurant begins. As you brake, the 7-speed DCT gearbox gears down to a pleasant hum. With the touch of a button, your dark but legal tinted window slides away down into the door. With a gesture on the screen, you mute the bangers you had playing from your phone through the car speakers. Now you can see. And now you can see a free spot right out the front. No standing. Thank you, Melbourne City Council, for reserving this spot. You're a great parallel parker, but you utilise the 360-degree camera to look at everyone looking at you pull up in your 2019 Mercedes-Benz A-Class hatch. A perfect park. A back wheel on the curb allows the seats of the full leather interior to slide you out of the driver's door effortlessly. No need to turn off the LED headlights. they'll go off on their own. A beep reminds you that you've left your phone on the wireless charger. You shut the door with a confident thud. Without breaking stride, you hand your keys to a woman who's bragging about how she knows the owner and step past. Today, you sold a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car in Croydon. And there's only one thing better than driving a 2019 Mercedes-Benz A-Class hatch, and that's keeping it. 6 months roadworthy, full service history, and new AMG battery. Don't just lease it, own it. A 2019 Mercedes-Benz A-Class hatch. Yours for only $34,950. What do you think? I might have gone a little niche, having a ping at real estate agents in the outer suburbs of Melbourne's metropolitan. But on a whole, Steve, would you hire me?
I honestly don't think I could afford to hire you. I honestly reckon I could send that directly to Mercedes-Benz and you'd have a job in their marketing department. That was actually fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
You sold me the car. I might just buy it for myself. Oh, you know what's funny? The whole time I was listening to that, I could envision an ad, like a visual ad that would perfectly complement what you were saying.
Okay, well, that's a nice compliment. Thank you very much for that.
No, you're too good for me, mate.
Do you reckon we could make this ad happen and get this car sold?
I'd love to be honest. I mean, I wish I had the opportunity to have got this before I sold the car, but the car has actually already been sold.
You sold the car on me.
I'm sorry. It's just, when there's a good deal happening and it gets advertised, yes, a lot of my cars don't last very long. So,
if I may, and I don't want to take away from the good work you do, can we say the fact that I was writing this ad is the reason why it was sold, and it sold before the ad was even heard?
Just to pump up your tires, I will say yes, that's exactly what happened.
I will take that. I've got a couple of questions now, because obviously, you like the cut of that ad. Right now, on a job advertising platform that I won't mention unless they sponsor the pod, there are no jobs for an automotive buyers or sellers advocate. Maybe they have a different name. But do you think someone who's not yet in the industry would be able to get a job?
I think so. I mean, I've sort of come up with this as a bit of a niche. But yeah, it's something that, one, a lot of people don't know is a thing. If people knew this was a service that could be provided, they would have engaged with me. But people don't know what it is. So I think if someone else was wanting to get into it, I think it'd be a case of not necessarily applying for somewhere else because it's not necessarily an advertised job, but honestly just jumping in there and getting out and giving it a go yourself, getting your name out there, speaking to different dealerships or different people, networking, all that sort of stuff.
Is there anyone you follow or look up to that might help you become a better advocate and therefore help someone like me or someone trying to get into the industry become better?
If I could shout out people, my friend Matt, who runs Automotive Advocates, he's been a good help in what I do. And then another good friend, Andy, who owns a business called Auto Trade Agents. He started off very similar to what I'm doing now, but he's actually found a niche market now, deals with a lot of high-end stuff like high-end HSVs, all the rare HSVs, also deals with high-end Porsches, Mercedes, all that sort of stuff. So he's been a good help and good inspiration as well, being able to follow what he's been able to do in the last sort of 2 or 3 years. So yeah, there's definitely people out there doing it, and hopefully I can follow their trail and hopefully make a name for myself in the future.
You've given me some confidence, and probably now too confident because I've only done probably what I would consider the easy part of the job. What should someone do to be successful in this job?
Definitely networking in the industry, having good people that you can rely on to get things done, being able to speak to people. I mean, for me, a lot of my clients don't necessarily understand the automotive game, so sort of explaining it in, I suppose, layman's terms, and also not being too unrealistic with goals, whether it's on price or getting a perfect car, that sort of stuff. It's about setting realistic expectations.
Steve, thank you very much. You've really helped me understand what it's like to be an automotive buyers seller's advocate. My concern is that I don't know enough about cars. So I want to put this job in the maybe pile. Maybe because I reckon I could do it, but maybe not because I don't know enough about cars.
Honestly, especially with your advertising part, I think there could be a niche market for you there.
Ooh, that could be a good skew to this. But I still have a few more jobs and industries to take a look at. If you'd like to help out and be interviewed, please volunteer at workexperiencekid.com. And while there are no official sponsors on the pod, if you volunteer to be part of it, I'll promote some of the work you're doing. Like Mandy Turner, who helped out with the podcast editing episode. She's a podcaster, she's an editor, she does a whole lot of stuff. But if you are doing a podcast and want someone to edit on your behalf, hit up workexperiencekit.com, the guest tab, then Mandy Turner.